everyone, I thought I would record this quick video to show you guys the difference between an annotated bibliography and a references page. There seem to be a few questions and some confusion about it, and I understand that because often teachers wrongly call reference pages or works cited pages bibliographies, and the fact is these are very different. So your bibliography, this is an annotated bibliography that I got from one of the students in my 112 section this semester. And I want you just to kind of look here. So an annotated bibliography is a collection of sources that have to do with a particular topic. So a bibliography by itself is just the source citation information. So just this, okay? So just what you're putting on a reference, what we call a reference. And when you annotate it, that's what we did here when we did the summary commentary and then the kind of the more evaluative commentary where you guys are actually writing about how it will be useful, the source will be useful in your argument paper, in your project. Okay, so another main difference is that an annotated bibliography is a list of sources that you have not yet cited for the most part. The only source that you needed to cite, in fact, and we'll look here, was the CQ Researcher article. So here's the CQ Researcher article, right? And that was the only one that you should have cited in your literature review in the proposal. So if we look up here, there it is. There is the CQ Researcher citation. And it's the only one in the literature review. It's the only thing that you should have cited, okay? This literature review has a lot more. The other thing that we're going to notice that bibliographies share with the reference page is how it's organized. So you want to organize it alphabetically, first by author's last name, and if there is no author, as in this case, just by the first word of its title. So B, C, H, and then you have C, O, okay, and then you have D, okay. And then notice too that all of these these sources have hanging indents. So it's hanging here, okay? So instead of being indented on the paragraph like this, okay, it's hanging. So the first line of the citation is on the 1-inch margin, and then the subsequent lines are indented, okay? So that's what a hanging indent is. This is a normal paragraph level indent. This is a hanging indent, okay? So just keep aware of that. All right, a reference page on the other hand, and I'm going to show you the sample argument paper. I'll be posting this as well just so you guys can get a good idea of what this looks like since nobody's doing this topic, and that's why I picked this one in particular. So a reference page is a list of sources that the author has used in the text. So this author we're calling her Jane Smith. This is a paper that I got from last semester, and a really quick warning about this. This argument paper is based on a fairly different prompt. It's not the same prompt as you guys got for this, so the way it's laid out is going to be a little different than what I asked you guys to do. But I think it's still a useful model for you guys to see how to set it up. So first of all, notice that you've got the title, the author, and the supporting institution here. That's all that goes on the cover page except for the running head. That's all in capital letters, and it's only a shortened version of the title, okay? And it's got a page number right up there in the corner, okay? Then when you go to the page where the writing starts, you have the heading right here, okay? With page 2, the full title right here. That's the full title, okay? Girls' Education and Argument, just like here, okay? No extra spaces, it just starts. So then we have an indent for the introduction, and then we starting to go through, okay? And then we start to see this kind of thing here. That is a parenthetical citation. Okay, a parenthetical citation is useful when you have to cite the source of the information, but the author of the information is not important. Only the information itself is. So APA format really does like a parenthetical citation. So since I'm kind of going over it in this paper, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys use parenthetical citations as long as you use them correctly. Remember, if you have a parenthetical citation, it goes at the end of the sentence. So see where the period is. So the sentence starts here at during, goes all the way through, open parenthesis, Kettler, comma, publication year, end parenthesis, and then period, okay? And then there's no need for this also to appear anywhere else in the sentence, okay? You see it again down here, same thing, okay? But so that's a parenthetical citation, and again, that's okay to use if the source of the information is not important, just the information is. So you have to cite it because it came from a source, but who wrote it is not very important, okay? So that's a little bit different than what we've learned. So here's a Faisal, okay, 2003, and Akam, 2015. Here's UNICEF, okay, and why is it all in caps? Because this is the name of an organization and they use their name all in caps. This is an organization who's written an article and it's 2017. And so we see many more in-text citations that are all parenthetical citations. So this is an in-text citation, it's specifically a parenthetical. So that's what it looks like when it's a parenthetical. Here's what it looks like when it is a signal phrase, okay? Notice if I have a signal phrase citation, it's the name of the author, open parenthesis, the publication year, close parenthesis with the verb, okay? A signal verb, and then the rest of the information, okay? And notice how in this case, the fact that Akram did a study is really important. So this is based on a study, and so that's why she changed from using a parenthetical citation up here, parenthetical, you see the parentheses, to a signal phrase citation. A signal phrase has the author and a signal verb, okay? Always for APA names the date. All right, so you can kind of see how that kind of goes back and forth in here, kind of all the way through. And so how do we figure this out? So when we look at the references page, notice how it looks different from our annotated bibliography, okay? So those paragraphs, those annotations, they go away. And the only sources that are here, listed on this page, have to also be cited somewhere in the text up here. Okay, so here you might have used sources on your annotated bibliography that you thought you might use, and then later decided, oh, I have 8 sources here, I don't really need 8, I'm just going to use 7, or I'm just going to use 6. Remember, you can't use fewer than 6 sources. So then you wouldn't, if you don't put the citations, if you don't cite a source in your argument paper, you would not include it on the references. So that's a little bit of a difference from the annotated bibliography to the reference. So just take a look at the reference. Again, it's in alphabetical order, okay? It's got that hanging indent, right? Okay, alphabetical order, okay? And, but no annotations down here. Okay, why no annotations? Because all of the information from these sources should be in the paragraphs in your argument paper. Okay, and indeed, if we look, here's Akram. Okay, and you'll see there's O'Donnell, we saw that one. Here's Schroeder, you saw that one. So that's how you know. And one more thing that I think is pretty useful. So notice that it's always the author's last name and the name of, and the publication year. So the author's last name and the name of the publication year, whether you're using an in-text, a signal phrase citation or a parenthetical citation. and where how do you know what you're supposed to cite? Well, it's always whatever's listed here, okay? So if you have, if UNICEF is the name that's here, UNICEF is who you cite up here, okay? So if we look here, we'll see UNICEF here, okay? So instead of citing a last name like you would here for SCAF, you cite UNICEF 2017. So it's always those first two pieces, okay? And we're never using those in the in-text citation, only for the references. So that's how they differ a little bit. Okay, I know this can be a little bit confusing, but basically what you want to do is you want to just be a really good reader and observer. You want to look at kind of how does this piece of information match up and differ from how you have it up here, right? So you can see that the A is missing, okay? But that is the correct parenthetical citation. All right, I hope that's helpful to you guys. I'm going to post this paper so you can see it, sample argument paper number 1.